Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Peter Kennedy, Kennedy's Garage, Portlaw. What do we have today? We have a 2017, I don't know if she's a Galaxy or it's Galaxy, Ford Galaxy. Okay, right, she's not an S-Max, sorry, apologies. 2017 Ford Galaxy, and what we're getting, I don't have the lights on the dash now, and right in the immediate I can't recreate it, but I have been able to recreate this on the original sitting when I was sitting down, test driving this car and, you know, out trying to recreate the problem. What I have, which I'm not going to focus on at this point in time, purely because I'm not just going to get stressed out by it right now, is internal in powertrain control module, internal control module torque calibration performance, invalid data received from transmission control module. I'm going to take the two of those and I'm going to forget about them. And why am I going to forget about them? Experience has taught me that if you see something wrong, go and fix and or do what you see wrong. And right at this point in time, what I see wrong here is in anti-lock brakes, C0031 left front wheel speed sensor, C0031 the same thing, left front wheel speed sensor, and then we have steering wheel position sensor. We also see a bulb gone there, but I'm not bothered about it. And a load of invalid data faults rather than it being a clear tree. So what am I doing? I'll advise any owner of any car that if you see something like an ABS wheel speed sensor, mechanics as well, anything along those lines, fix, as I said, what you can see wrong and go from there. So I'm ignoring the top two faults right now. I'm ignoring the steering wheel position sensor fault right now. I'm actually going to do my ABS speed sensor on the left hand front, and that's as basic as I am in theory going to make it for myself right now. So have been, and I was able to look at live data, and in live data what I was able to see on a previous occasion, just hasn't happened for me now, was the left front wheel speed was hitting 255 mile per hour, which in theory would be a default number. What is a default number? A default number is when the actual ABS module, well, any module, basically any module has an open circuit. So if we have, you know, sometimes you'd have a pull-up circuitry or pull-down circuitry or whatever it may be. If you disconnect the sensor, it'll either go to 4.5 or 5 volts or drop to 0, whatever. The default number is what the car is going to see when these things are open circuit. And this is what I'm believing in here. We have a 255 mile per hour default number. When I was driving, I was getting it. Not getting it at this point in time right now, but I'm going to do a little bit of a drive and I'll try and record, find and recreate for you so you can see it, okay? But it's show selected. It's basically a wheel speed sensor I'm going after on this video, and I might try and show you the messages that are coming up from dash. Everything from hill start assist to God knows, it's just telling me about a load of stuff, and that load of stuff I'm kind of ignoring until I fix my ABS sensor. A lot of people will ask me miles, 127,972 kilometers. Okay, we're going to get driving, see if I recreate this and show you. Okay guys, the Galaxy is up on the lift and I have just fast back probed the actual two wires going down to the ABS sensor. I wasn't able to recreate this problem, but maybe I had a recording from a week or two ago when I diagnosed this. Hopefully I'll have something. I definitely sent one to the customer, which might be a skinny video, but I might put in the snippet of a video where we can see the default numbers that happened here. So what I'm initially doing is I'm just putting in, I'm using an oscilloscope, but a multimeter can do this thing as well if we need to. All I'm doing is back probing the two wires, and I'm kind of looking for battery voltage. And right now I have, if you can see that, somewhere between 10 and 12 volts. I'm actually on a 50 volt scale. So we have, and I can't see any visual defects on our wiring harness here. So at that stage, I'm nearly condemning my sensor. We'll also go in, right now it is doing its job. So I think we'll go here, we're going into AC coupling, which I've just done, and then we'll change our voltage from 50 maybe down to 1 volt back. Okay, so if we're looking at that, I'm aware that you're seeing me as a woo, nice reflection there, but we can see a signal actually coming from that sensor at this point in time. Yeah, but right now it's working. So is this definitive to show that that's the problem? Absolutely not. But the long and short of it is, I'm going to go with the sensor right now. I have a sensor sitting here somewhere. My sister actually walked up and handed it to me. She's in the office. That is the sensor. Ford product. And we're going to fit this in. I'll try and show you it being fitted. I think, look, I'm wiggling and I can't recreate the problem, so I'm just going to drive on, put in this and hope for the best. The last time within 30 seconds it was happening, but at this point it's not doing it that fast, so we're going to just put it in and see where we end up. Yeah? Guys, I was just going to push the actual wiring carrier or holder, whatever you want it, out, and then I heard doodle-doo, doodle-doo inside in the car, which in theory was a message or a fault of some sort. I came back over to my scan tool. Lo and behold, I went in and I had $255. I then went back, I put it in and I tried to record this live and it would not do it for me, okay? I had cleared faults, etc. But here we are. When I was going to just give out about not being able to find it or recreate it, again I was pulling at the wiring harness and lo and behold, boom, while I was looking at the graph merge on this thing, and we're gone to the 255. So we're going to, so you can see it there, our default number, 255, left-hand front wheel speed sensor, resume, we're back to 0. And what I was doing, all I was doing, because you can see we're still connected in here, I didn't disconnect it. I was actually pulling at the wiring harness here while spinning the wheel or leaving the wheel spin, and I was just doing this. There we go, bang. Okay, enough for me. Change that sensor and we'll get this thing out. We'll do a visual on the tone ring while in there as well with a borescope or whatever we need to do, and make sure we've no air gaps between where it's bolted in. And I don't actually believe we do. It all looks very good in there. So we're just going to get this thing renewed. I've removed the ABS sensor. Quite an easy job. Block connector, hanging there, and a little size 8 bolt. I have cleaned up contact surface there. I also have a borescope. I was going to say hanging there, which is probably going to fall down on me. Yep, we have. We're going to send in the camera and just have a little look in there and see, do I see any misdemeanors? There to actually see it's the black ring on the bottom of the screen that I'm going to be classing as my tone ring. And I don't think I have to be too worried about it. And why don't I have to be too worried about it? Because I was getting the speed signal from it, it was just jumping at a point, so I'm blaming that for an open circuit. So I'm thinking we're just broken wire. I don't need to be focusing here too much. I get a little cotton bud, send it in, give it a spin around, maybe send in a bit of compressed air and just make sure everything's okay. Reinstate the sensor, the new sensor. Sensor's fitted. I'm going to actually erase codes anyway, even though it said we didn't have any in there. Continue. I will clear every other module is in there as well and see what happens with these other faults we had about that torque crack. No, I don't want that, sorry. Just try and see if we can. There we go, graph merge. Okay, we're on 0. Wiggle, woggle. I don't want to pull too hard at anything that's in here. Just purely don't want to break anything, if that makes sense. Spin our wheel. Now I'm only just doing that. But we are, sorry for the camera, I'm trying to push and pull. We are getting a speed signal from it, so I'm going to give it a road test and just make sure I can't get this within the 3, 4, 5 mile period, and that would be that. Okay guys, that's it. Our sensor is fitted. I've been out on the road. I've done probably about maybe 15 miles or so in this thing. It was for no reason other than I had an errand to run. And what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to do a fault code scan. What I can tell you also is when I was driving it, I did get a message on the dash, but I had an oil pressure control stuck off fault. Not my issue. Maybe it'll happen at some other stage. Might get another video for it. My ABS problem was what he was asking me to do at this point in time, and I do see a dim bulb gone on the left hand front, so I'm going to get rid of that also. But ABS related, what were the messages we were getting? Torque converter, some stuff anyway that I was getting at the start is gone, has stayed gone for the last 15 or so kilometers. So on that level, an ABS sensor can throw up a lot of faults to do with that stuff. It's as easy as that. Guys, 2017 Ford Galaxy ABS wheel speed sensor. A stupid little bit of testing in there, maybe just voltage check and then AC coupling and just see the actual waveform from it. Straightforward, easy enough, nice. The part Canon would have fixed this one, and anyway, it's into it anyway when we're done. Okay, guys, please like and subscribe and talk to you all in the next cartoon. Peter Kennedy signing out. See you later, lads.